In the year 2088, on Pluto, a battle between the Major Beginning and the Yuki holders commences, without Tota, who is currently a tree at the moment. Karin uses a new spell to take a barrage of attacks because she attracted all of them towards her, which sent her back into the unknowns of space at 10% the speed of light. Floating in space, Karin thinks about what would happen if her allies failed, but chooses to continue to have hope in them. Floating in space, she checks her mana battery, thinking it's been a week, but it's actually been 7 months. Trading for 7 years, she notices her progress has been slowing down, and finally breaks down, going insane. Questioning if in this situation, would Tota be able to handle this and still have hope and optimism. Floating in space for years in the fetal position, till she finally meets the sun, realizing if she lands in it, she'll feel the pain of burning, believing this might be her punishment. She questions how long until the universe ends, along with her potential pain being in the sun. Finally, she screams for help, crying out, and sees Tota, who has food and drinks at the ready. Karin tests to see if Tota is real after all these years of being alone and going insane in space, babbling his name as she cries. Tota gives her a hug, and she is very happy from this. We find out 27 hours earlier, fate tells Tota how teleport gates work. The caster has to visit the other location to install another game. While Tota goes to the Alpha Sentry, to do that he can also save Karin on the way, allowing humanity to build a bridgehead to the world of the stars in his exploration to save Karin, hitting 2 birds with 1 stone. Tota is sent off with his UQ Eats, specifically for Karin. We find out that this is actually a test attempt that's only doable because Tota is immortal. Otherwise, it would be foolhardy to try it on a mortal. Not having spoken for 45 years, she chokes on her own breath, needing to calm down. Tota then gives her water, showing how much of a thirsty girl Karin was in these 45 years in space. Briefly turning away, Karin immediately grabs him, hoping he won't disappear, now that he has anywhere to go, considering they're in the void of space. Holding hands because 45 years in space has made Karin very clingy all of a sudden, hugging him out of happiness. Tota starts acting bashful all of a sudden, not because of her boobs squishing on him, considering how these characters get naked all the time, that would be kind of weird, but because usually she's very antagonistic and aggressive towards him, considering the relationship he has with Yukihime and the relationship she wants to have with Yukihime. Karin decides to confess to him, as all the girls seem to be doing. At this point, I'm pretty sure he's either going the harem route or he'll have a main girl with some side girls, or in the rare case, he'll just choose one. I wonder who that will be. Karin questions why he acts so differently towards her and not Kiri Kuramaru. I wonder why. Saying he loves her back, Karin gets a little bit aggressive and tells him to prove what he said, that he loves her. And Tota calls out how erotic she's being all of a sudden. Very out of character for her, but concerning the situation, I don't doubt that after seeing someone after this long in space, that she would be more upfront than she was before. The two do things in space, awaiting the time till they crash down on Earth together, now having saved Karin, and the two land in the water, cause that's how this always ends up, with Tota naked somehow in the water. It happened during the time skip, it happened with Kuramaru, it happened here. I don't doubt it will happen again. In conclusion, what route do you think Tota will go? The harem route, or will he choose one, and who do you think it will be and why? How do you think they'll get Yukihime and Kiri back, since that seems to be the route we're going with getting the gang back together after all these years? I love to know what you think in the comments below about Karin and Tota's space adventures and where you think their relationship as characters are going to be going.